everyone. Many of you are new in my world. You're new to my mailing list or new to my social media platforms. So I wanted to introduce myself because you may be wondering, who the heck am I? And why is anything I share of relevance to you? And that's a great question. And I could start off telling you about my qualifications, but I don't think that's the most important thing. I think it's helped me. So I'm a psychologist and I'm a body talk practitioner, which has helped me to understand the connection between body and mind. And that's been very supportive for me. But that's pretty boring, right? When I start telling you all of those things, because what's really most important is, who am I and what has my experience been? Do I get what you are going through? And the answer is yes, I really do. For the most part, I don't know what your exact story is, but this is mine. I battled with burnout and adrenal fatigue syndrome for many years. And I was diagnosed with stress. The doctor said it's stress, which he was right about, and depression, which to some degree they were right about. But they never understood this whole picture. And I remember feeling just very, very alone, very scared that I was never going to feel normal again. I remember feeling no one understood. I felt like there was something terribly wrong with me if I kept comparing myself to other people. But mostly I lived in this insane fog. I was heavy. The world was disconnected from me. I didn't feel like I was in my body. I often felt dizzy, often felt like I was going to faint. I often felt absolutely exhausted. Yet at the same time, strangely wired, couldn't sleep very well. I was very overwhelmed by stress, easily overwhelmed by stress, and very intolerant of all sorts of things, especially sensory stimuli. And the insane thing was how disconnected I was. So that out of body feeling was related to that. But I remember once in 1 week period, I had 2 car accidents. I reversed backwards into someone because I just didn't even look. And the second time I was driving to go into wherever I was going at the time. And there was actually a line of cars waiting to get in. But I hadn't clocked that they were waiting to get in. So I drove past all of them. I thought they were parked, which of course they weren't. If I'd looked clearly and been present, I would have seen that. I drove all the way to the front and I drove in as the car in the front was then pulling in to take a spot that had become available. And I clipped his car. And at the time, I didn't realize I'd made contact. But yet when I got home, I saw the damage. I saw a scrape across my fender. And I thought, oh, it was across my wheel arch. And I just thought, how does someone do that without realizing it? That is how disconnected and dissociated I was, and how exhausted and out of it I was. And if I think about it now, it brings this heaviness. It brings it's almost like a trauma response that I have related to that time. I have a lot of regret and shame because I couldn't be the mum I wanted to be. Later, this was as it continued. Couldn't be the wife that I wanted to be because my husband wanted to socialize and I was too tired. I just wanted to stay home. And so I do get it. And I'm really, really so sorry that you are going through what you're going through. However, I also want to share with you that there was definitely a gift in it for me. But the gift took a while to come. Because I was finally diagnosed by my sister, who was an integrative doctor, and looked at the whole body-mind connection. She had been studying during the course of my illness, and then she was ready. And so it was all new to her, but she figured it out, and I'm really so grateful. And I immediately started to try and live a normal life again, and I immediately crashed again. And so I became frustrated with myself and frustrated with my body, and I hated my body. And I hated this illness. And I was frustrated I couldn't just get better now and go back to normal. And the more and more I resisted, the longer and longer it took to get better. I didn't know that at the time. I can see that now. And it was finally when I was so tired of being tired and trying to fix it that I just gave up, that the answer came. The whole reframe came to me. And I realized that my body was trying to tell me that the way I was doing life, the way I was experiencing life, the way I was perceiving myself in relation to others, in relation to life, was not serving me. It was completely exhausting and depleting me because my nervous system was so dysregulated. I was pushing and striving and driving and trying to be perfect all the time and trying to be in control of everything and trying to be good enough all the time. And I just let go. I was like, well, I can't get better doing what I've been doing. I'm going to have to just trust this and let it go. And that was so scary. I wonder how you feel even when I say this idea of like letting go of how you've lived life before or how you believe normal is. But I cannot tell you the gifts that I have received through this journey now. It has brought the most profound transformation, and in a very deeply spiritual sense, where I'm far more connected to my body, far more connected to others in my life. I feel alive. I feel vital. I'm in my body, so I feel. Feeling's not always easy. There's some profoundly difficult feelings, but I've learned that when I feel those, I feel the opposite too. I feel that intense bliss and joy. So we have to have the dark to have the light. And that has been a big part of my journey too, is trusting that I can manage all of that and trusting that I'm not alone, that I am guided and supported by something greater than myself, and that I am safe in this world, no matter what I do, and no matter if I just let go and trust that life's going to have my back. And it's been proven to me time and time again. I still go into contraction and try and do it all and try and control everything at times. But it happens far less, and I move out of it far faster. So this is my story, and that's what's brought me to where I am now, where I really feel so called to share the steps that I took to get to where I am, which I then ended up sharing with a number of clients who I started attracting to my practice with chronic fatigue and burnout. And these same steps worked over and over again, and there were 5 phases that I tended to take clients through. And this has now become the foundation of my Fatigue to Flow coaching. So I offer this in many ways. I'll provide a list below, but what I'd really like to invite you to do is to just be open to the possibility that this has come about in your life because you are ready for a change. Because the universe, God, your angels, whatever they are, they've come along and they're going, stop it now. You're ready for more. You deserve more. You are more. There is more. Okay, there is more. So if you are in any way called to discover that more, please hang around on my mailing list or on my social media platforms. And if you want to take it even further, you can join the Back to You short 4-part course that I've created, which will give you a little bit of a deeper dive into everything that I've shared with you today, as well as some simple tools to help you to start to take back your power and to feel more empowered and more hopeful. This is my dream for you, is that you can start to take back your power and that you can step into the places that I've begun to step into. And if I can help you along the way, that would be amazing. And if you feel like there's someone else who can help you, that would be amazing too. My hope is that you will attract exactly what you need for this journey, and that I may have just planted some nice, valuable little seeds for you along the way. All right, take care, everyone. Also, please share any questions you might have, any feedback, anything, so that I know what your needs are, because I would like to be making offers that are supportive to those people who are looking for the answers. All right, take care. Bye.